Hey you guys, welcome back to Thrifty Thursdays. My name is Chloe Rimus. I am a member of Team Free with Jess and John, and I'm heading towards 2.5 years as a freedom fighter. So last week I shared my first video of my first year as a freedom fighter and what my goals were for that first year and then how they changed going into year two. So today we're going to share about my goals for year two. When I headed into year two, I had achieved my goals of not going into debt, but I also was not making choices that was putting very much of my paychecks aside for savings, which is what I ultimately wanted for my family. I was not making good choices with my paychecks. And so John and I sat down and I let him know my goals, which was I want to have a budget for business expenses. I want to have a budget that when I go to conference, I don't feel like it's hurting my family and that I can enjoy conference. And I also want to be able to put money aside and be able to have something to show for my year of work. So John and I sat down and we established this budget that he recommended, and then I went back and I talked with my own husband, and we decided this was a really wise budget. I personally record my budget and my paychecks using an Excel sheet. You can use whatever works for you, whether it's a journal, an Excel sheet, Microsoft Word, whatever works for you for recording this information each month, you do so. You do you. But what I have decided to do for my personal budget is that every single month when I receive a paycheck, 60% of my paycheck goes into my savings. That is my personal family savings portion of that check that I don't touch with my business. 30% of each of my paychecks each month goes towards my business expenses. And that is my budget then of what I get to work with for purchasing catalogs, for shipping host packets, the mailing cost to ship to my hosts, host thank you gifts. If I choose to purchase any inventory for on my table using my Freedom Fighter discount, that all comes out of my 30% portion of every single month's paycheck, and that can accumulate each month or that could be used up for that month, but that is the budget that I have to work with for my business expenses. Then 10% out of every month's paycheck goes towards saving for conference. This is really important, you guys. Conference is awesome. It is the heartbeat of behind seeing the heartbeat of what runs this company. It's meeting the owners. It's meeting fellow freedom fighters. It's receiving tools to help you be good and feel equipped at what we're doing as freedom fighters. But it's exciting. We get to see new products. We get to hear and meet business owners. And I highly recommend attending, but you also don't want it to hurt your family. And so preparing for conference is super important. So 10% of every part of my paychecks goes towards saving for conference. This can include gas. This can include lodging. Jess and John are really great about getting an Airbnb and giving us really great discounts. So my lodging comes out of this budget. My conference registration comes out of this budget, but also anything that I want to purchase at conference comes out of this budget, which we'll talk about in future weeks. But we get great discounts at conference. But this sets me a budget for that weekend that when I go, I can enjoy the weekend. I can know that it's not hurting my family, and I can know that this is how much I can spend when I am there, which just gives me a peace of mind and establishes good boundaries. So this has been working really, really well for me. It's been a game changer. And it's helped me to make wise decisions so that I can see the fruit of my work and how it blesses my family. So I hope that this is helpful for you. Tune in next week for Thrifty Thursday as I teach you about my next goal, which was for this year that I just entered, of how to keep my business separate from my family expense. So have a great rest of the day. Bye, guys.